The frustration is real and deeply personal. That moment when desire is present but the body seems disconnected, unresponsive, like a trusted engine refusing to turn over. The confusion when fatigue becomes a constant companion, despite adequate sleep and decent habits. The quiet retreat from intimacy, not from lack of wanting closeness, but from the silent dread that your body won't cooperate, leading to disappointment or embarrassment. It's a scenario countless men over 60 face, often resigning themselves to the narrative that this is simply getting older, an inevitable winding down. But what if that resignation is premature? What if the culprit isn't the relentless march of time itself, but a far more addressable issue hiding in plain sight? A silent deficiency, a gap in fundamental nutritional support, specifically involving 3 critical vitamins your body is desperately signaling it lacks. For over 3 decades, I've stood at the crossroads where aging meets vitality, helping men navigate this exact terrain. I'm Dr. Lucy Stone, and my practice has been dedicated to men's health, specifically guiding those over 60 back to a place of robust energy, renewed confidence, and a satisfying intimate life they feared was lost forever. The unspoken truth, the one often overlooked in conventional medical settings, is this. For many older men, the issue isn't a vanished libido or an irreversible decline. It's often a triad of physiological roadblocks, compromised circulation, dwindling stamina, and faltering hormonal support. Crucially, the key to unlocking these barriers frequently doesn't lie first in a prescription pad. It begins much closer to home, on your plate and in your daily habits. Today, my mission is to cut through the noise and show you precisely which 3 vitamins are non-negotiable foundations for men over 60 seeking to reclaim natural erectile function, boost testosterone levels naturally, and reignite that vital spark of energy. This isn't about magic bullets, it's about foundational biology. Stick with me, because understanding these vitamins is only half the battle. Later, I'll reveal the critical, widespread error men make when supplementing that can completely sabotage their efforts, and exactly how you can avoid it starting immediately. The journey back often starts with the most fundamental element, blood flow. Imagine trying to start a car without fuel reaching the engine. That's essentially what happens when circulation weakens, particularly to the areas defining male sexual function. The first vitamin we need to address is astonishingly common yet profoundly overlooked in this context. It's something your younger body synthesized effortlessly, especially when you spent time bathed in sunlight. But as the years pass, production plummets dramatically, and with it, your circulation, your zest for life, and your performance capability suffer. I'm talking about vitamin D, the so-called sunshine vitamin. For you, right now, it might be the cornerstone of rebuilding strength and self-assurance. Let me explain its critical role. Picture vitamin D as the essential spark plug for your circulatory system. I recall vividly sitting across from Paul, a sharp 67-year-old gentleman radiating quiet frustration. "Doc," he confessed, his voice tinged with sadness, "I love my wife. I still crave that closeness, that intimacy. But my body, it just won't respond like it used to. It's like the connection is broken." That heartfelt admission echoes in my clinic constantly. And time and again, the initial step towards restoring that vital connection isn't some complex pharmaceutical intervention. It's often as fundamental as optimizing vitamin D levels. Vitamin D remains one of the most underestimated nutrients for men navigating health after 60. We often relegate it to bone health for children or a byproduct of beach vacations. The reality is far more powerful. Vitamin D acts as a master regulator, directly influencing the health of your endothelium, the delicate lining of your blood vessels. It essentially flips the switch that prompts these vessels to relax and widen, a process mediated significantly by nitric oxide. This allows oxygen-rich blood to surge freely throughout your system, reaching every vital organ, including the very tissues responsible for erections. Without sufficient vitamin D, this vasodilation falters. Circulation becomes sluggish, like traffic clogging a major highway. Energy levels inevitably dip as oxygen delivery lags, and intimacy transforms from a natural expression of affection into a challenging, often anxiety-inducing, physical hurdle. The statistics are sobering. Over 40% of older adults are deficient. These are good men who try to stay active, who eat reasonably well, yet still find themselves whispering the painful question, "Why don't I feel like myself anymore?" When vitamin D is low, your body produces less nitric oxide, a molecule absolutely indispensable for robust blood flow and healthy sexual response. This deficiency isn't just about the bedroom. It manifests as diminished stamina for daily activities, a frustrating mental fog obscuring clarity, and an erosion of the quiet confidence that comes from feeling physically capable. The profound relief lies in the simplicity of correction. It doesn't demand radical life changes. Consistent, gentle strategies make a world of difference. Aiming for 15 to 20 minutes of morning sunlight exposure, sans sunscreen during this brief window, consciously incorporating more fatty fish like salmon or tuna into your diet, choosing fortified dairy or plant milks, and crucially, supplementing with a high-quality vitamin D3, cholecalciferol, form. I've witnessed remarkable transformations. Men who struggled to walk around their neighborhood finding the energy not just for the walk, but for engaging fully with their partners again. This isn't hopeful speculation, it's established biochemistry. Replenishing vitamin D is one of the most accessible and potent steps you can take to reclaim your foundational vitality. Yet, even with optimized circulation, the highways wide open, your body requires the sustained energy to keep the traffic flowing, to maintain that momentum, and to translate it into decisive action. This is where our second essential player enters the stage. If unexplained, pervasive tiredness has become your norm. This vitamin could be the missing key to unlocking reserves of energy you thought were depleted. Stamina isn't just about physical endurance. It's the fuel for your entire being, brain, body, and spirit. Enter vitamin B12, the unsung generator powering your cellular engines. I remember Robert vividly. At 72, a retired firefighter and devoted grandfather, he projected strength. Yet, beneath that exterior, he was depleted. "Doc," he shared wearily, "I clock 8 hours of sleep religiously. I eat decent meals. But I drag myself through every day. My mind feels foggy, my body is perpetually tired, and when it comes to being intimate with my wife, I just have nothing left to give." His story resonated deeply because it was tragically common and frequently misattributed to just aging. What Robert described were textbook symptoms of a vitamin B12 deficiency, a condition I encounter in a staggering number of men over 60. This vitamin isn't merely helpful, it's fundamental to the core process of energy metabolism. Vitamin B12 acts as an essential cofactor in the complex biochemical machinery that converts the food you eat, carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, into adenosine triphosphate, ATP, the pure cellular currency of energy. Without sufficient B12, this conversion process sputters and stalls. It's like having a pantry full of groceries, but no way to cook them into a nourishing meal. No matter how diligently you sleep or how carefully you eat, without adequate B12, your entire system is running on fumes. Its role extends further. B12 is absolutely critical for the formation of healthy red blood cells within your bone marrow. These red blood cells are the dedicated couriers responsible for binding oxygen in your lungs and transporting it efficiently to every hungry cell in your body, your hard-working muscles, your demanding brain, and yes, your reproductive organs demanding peak performance. When B12 deficiency limits red blood cell production or causes them to become large and dysfunctional, megaloblastic anemia, oxygen delivery plummets. Everything slows down. Stamina evaporates. Mental focus becomes elusive, like trying to see through frosted glass. You might find yourself feeling strangely detached from activities and passions that once ignited excitement. Here's the critical catch that hits older men hardest. Aging significantly impairs your body's ability to extract B12 from the food you consume. Stomach acid production often decreases, a condition called atrophic gastritis. An intrinsic factor, a protein essential for B12 absorption in the gut, can become less available. This means even if your diet includes rich sources like meat, eggs, or dairy, your body might be absorbing only a fraction of what it desperately needs. This physiological reality explains why so many older men experience persistent tiredness, unexplained weakness, or frustrating mental fog, even when standard blood tests for things like iron or thyroid function appear reassuringly normal. The solution, thankfully, can be remarkably straightforward and effective. Addressing a B12 deficiency through consistent, high-quality supplementation, often requiring higher doses or specific forms due to absorption issues, or, in more pronounced cases, doctor-administered injections, can yield dramatic results. The restoration isn't subtle. Mental clarity sharpens, physical stamina surges back, and that pervasive feeling of exhaustion lifts, replaced by a renewed sense of being truly awake and engaged in your own life. I've seen men transform from needing afternoon naps just to function to actively hiking, laughing freely, and being fully, vibrantly present with their families and partners, all stemming from correcting a simple, yet debilitating, deficiency they never knew existed. But robust energy and healthy circulation, while vital, are not the complete picture for sustained vitality and masculine function. Your body also requires a powerful defender, a guardian that strengthens the very infrastructure of your blood vessels, actively combats the insidious damage of chronic inflammation, and crucially, supports the hormonal symphony, particularly testosterone, that underpins your sense of vigor and identity. This brings us to the third, often misunderstood, essential vitamin. Often mistakenly pigeonholed as merely a fertility vitamin, its influence extends far beyond reproduction, reaching into the core of masculine health, especially after 60. Without sufficient levels, your testosterone balance and circulatory health may be silently eroding. Consider James, a disciplined 70-year-old retired pilot who sat in my office, a picture of controlled frustration. "Doc," he stated, "I eat clean, lean proteins, vegetables, whole grains. I exercise regularly, cardio and weights. I'm ticking all the boxes. But lately, I just feel off. My drive is noticeably lower. I don't recover from workouts or even minor stresses like I used to. Honestly," his voice dropped slightly, "I don't feel like the man I know I am anymore." His words carried weight because James was the antithesis of careless. He was meticulous, proud, and deeply committed to his well-being. Yet, he was missing a crucial piece, one that seldom receives the emphasis it deserves in discussions about aging men: vitamin E. Don't underestimate this nutrient. Vitamin E isn't just about skin health or aiding conception. It's a potent linchpin for holistic male vitality after 60. Its power lies in its role as a master fat-soluble antioxidant. As we age, our bodies face increased oxidative stress, an imbalance caused by free radicals damaging cells. This process fuels chronic inflammation, a silent fire that smolders within, gradually damaging the delicate endothelial lining of your blood vessels, impairing hormone production pathways, and harming reproductive tissues. This damage isn't dramatic. It's insidious and cumulative. Over time, inflamed and stiffened blood vessels impede circulation, testosterone levels begin a slow but steady decline, and energy reserves feel constantly depleted. Men like James, despite their best efforts, slowly feel their edge, their resilience, their very essence, slipping away. Vitamin E's profound importance stems from its dual action. Firstly, it actively protects your blood vessels from this oxidative damage and inflammation, helping to maintain their flexibility and elasticity. Healthy, supple vessels are fundamental for strong circulation. Remember, erections are a hydraulic event. They are entirely dependent on a rapid, robust influx of blood. When vessels are damaged or inflexible, that critical blood flow is compromised, directly impacting performance. But vitamin E's benefits don't stop at circulation. Secondly, it plays a significant role in supporting your body's natural testosterone production. Research suggests vitamin E helps protect the Leydig cells in the testes responsible for testosterone synthesis from oxidative damage, and may also support the hypothalamic pituitary gonadal axis that regulates hormone levels. After 60, when testosterone decline accelerates for many men, this protective and supportive role becomes paramount. Low testosterone isn't merely a bedroom issue. It permeates your entire existence, affecting mood stability, diminishing motivation and drive, and subtly eroding your fundamental sense of purpose and well-being. The pathway to restoring optimal vitamin E status is fortunately both accessible and natural. Excellent dietary sources include almonds, sunflower seeds, hazelnuts, wheat germ oil, olive oil, and dark leafy greens like spinach and Swiss chard. For those needing additional support, a high-quality natural vitamin E supplement, look for D-alpha-tocopherol or mixed tocopherols as the active form. Avoiding synthetic D-alpha-tocopherol can effectively bridge the gap. Witnessing men like James return months later, radiating a quiet confidence, reporting sharper focus, renewed physical strength, and a rekindled connection to life's vibrancy, reaffirms the transformative power of this essential nutrient. Understanding the individual roles of vitamin D, circulation sparkplug, B12, energy generator, and E, vitality defender, is crucial. However, the truly remarkable transformation occurs when we grasp how these nutrients don't just work in isolation. They synergize, creating a powerful cascade effect that amplifies results far beyond what any single vitamin can achieve alone. This synergy can fundamentally reshape the experience of aging, not just addressing symptoms but fostering holistic rejuvenation. The concept of synergy, where the combined effect is greater than the sum of individual parts, is beautifully illustrated by these three vitamins. Years ago, Walter, a 68-year-old retired high school coach known for his energy and sharp mind, became a living testament to this principle. He started taking vitamin D based on some readings. Later, battling persistent fatigue, he added B12. Finally, after learning about its role in testosterone and vascular health, he incorporated vitamin E. Yet, it wasn't until he consistently took all three, in the right forms and dosages, that the profound shift occurred. I recall him walking into my office, a wide, genuine grin spreading across his face. "Doc," he said with palpable excitement, "I don't know exactly what alchemy you've got me on, but I swear, I feel like I've got a brand new engine under the hood." That encapsulated the power of the vitality triangle. These vitamins function in concert. Vitamin D lays the groundwork by enhancing nitric oxide production, optimizing blood vessel dilation, and paving the highways for efficient circulation. Vitamin B12 then powers the system, ensuring abundant, healthy red blood cells are produced to carry vital oxygen efficiently through those widened pathways, delivering fuel to muscles, brain, and reproductive tissues. Vitamin E acts as the essential protector and regulator, shielding the blood vessels from inflammatory damage to keep them flexible and functional long-term, while simultaneously supporting the optimal production and balance of testosterone, the very hormone that drives energy, libido, and that essential masculine spark. Alone, each vitamin addresses a critical piece: circulation, energy production, or hormonal/vascular protection. But together, they create a self-reinforcing cycle of vitality. Improved circulation enhances nutrient and oxygen delivery, supporting better energy production and hormone function. Better energy allows for more activity, which can further support circulation and hormonal health. Optimized testosterone and protected vessels ensure the circulatory and energetic gains translate into tangible performance and confidence. This synergy is particularly vital after 60. The body's natural resilience wanes, nutrient absorption becomes less efficient, inflammation builds more readily, recovery from stress or exertion takes longer, and deficiencies in one area can create ripple effects, destabilizing the whole system. The vitality triangle provides comprehensive support, addressing these interconnected challenges simultaneously. When these nutrients are brought together consistently and effectively, the body finds a more stable equilibrium. Men often report waking feeling genuinely rested, experiencing mental clarity replacing the fog, noticing faster physical and mental reflexes, and crucially, feeling a renewed sense of confidence and emotional presence. It's a holistic revival that no single prescription medication can replicate. Walter was not a fluke. I've observed this synergistic transformation repeatedly in men who commit to integrating these three pillars into their daily regimen. However, A significant obstacle prevents many men from experiencing these benefits, despite their best intentions. A common, easily overlooked mistake can completely negate their efforts, rendering supplementation ineffective and prolonging the frustration. Understanding and avoiding this pitfall is absolutely critical. The path to reclaiming vitality is often hindered not by lack of effort, but by a fundamental misunderstanding about supplementation. One morning, Gerald, a thoughtful 74-year-old, entered my office carrying a large plastic grocery bag. He carefully spread dozens of supplement bottles across my desk. He was well-read, proactive, and clearly investing significant time and money into his health. Yet, his expression was one of profound discouragement. "Doc," he sighed, "I've been religiously taking all these for months. Bottle after bottle. But I still feel exhausted, my mind is cloudy, and frankly," he lowered his voice, "there's zero improvement where it really counts." The disappointment in his voice was palpable, and tragically, it's a refrain I hear far too often. The single biggest mistake men make, especially those over 60 navigating complex health needs, is assuming that simply taking a supplement is sufficient. They often gravitate towards inexpensive, generic brands found in discount stores or online marketplaces, operating under the misconception that a vitamin is a vitamin. This couldn't be further from the truth. The critical factors determining whether a supplement actually works for your body are its form, its quality, and its dosage. These elements dictate bioavailability, how much of the nutrient is absorbed into your bloodstream and utilized by your cells, rather than simply passing through unused. Consider vitamin B12. The vast majority of generic, low-cost supplements use cyanocobalamin. While technically a form of B12, it requires significant metabolic conversion within the body to become active methylcobalamin or adenosylcobalamin, the forms your cells actually use. For many older men, whose conversion pathways may be impaired due to age or genetics, cyanocobalamin is poorly utilized, offering little benefit. What you need is methylcobalamin or adenosylcobalamin, the bioactive, readily usable forms that bypass the conversion bottleneck. The same principle applies to vitamin D. Ergocalciferol, D2, often derived from plant sources and cheaper to produce, is significantly less effective at raising and maintaining blood levels compared to cholecalciferol, D3, the form naturally produced by your skin in sunlight. For therapeutic correction of deficiency, D3 is the unequivocal choice. Vitamin E presents another quality challenge. Synthetic DL-alpha tocopherol is common but lacks the full spectrum of tocopherols and tocotrienols, gamma, delta, etc., found in natural sources, which research suggests work synergistically for optimal antioxidant protection and health benefits. High-quality natural vitamin E, D-alpha tocopherol, often with mixed tocopherols, is far superior. Beyond form and quality, consistency is paramount. Taking a vitamin sporadically, a dose here and there when remembered, creates no lasting physiological impact. Your body operates on rhythms and requires steady, daily nutritional support to rebuild depleted reserves, repair tissues, restore enzymatic function, and rebalance hormones. This is about establishing a solid, daily foundation, not seeking an occasional boost. When Gerald, guided by this understanding, switched to high-quality, bioavailable forms of the core vitamins, D3, methylcobalamin B12, natural mixed tocopherol E, and committed to taking them consistently every single day, the change was undeniable. Within weeks, he reported deeper sleep, waking with tangible energy, and in his own powerful words, feeling like a man again. This transformation wasn't about taking more pills. It was about taking the right pills, in the right way. Now, equipped with the knowledge of what vitamins are essential and how to choose them effectively, the practical question becomes, how do you seamlessly integrate this into your daily life without it feeling like a burden? Simplicity and sustainability are key. Complexity is the enemy of consistency, especially when establishing new health habits. When men in my practice express their desire for clear, actionable steps, often saying, "Doc, just tell me plainly what to do each day. Keep it simple, keep it real." I deeply respect that pragmatism. At this stage, elaborate protocols or fleeting trends hold little appeal. What men seek is a straightforward, effective routine that delivers tangible results and becomes a natural part of their rhythm. Let me share Frank's story. At 66, a former carpenter accustomed to physical strength, he came to me feeling defeated. Low energy plagued him, sleep was restless and unrefreshing, and the confidence he once felt in intimate moments had faded significantly. We didn't embark on a radical life overhaul. Instead, we crafted a simple, potent daily routine centered around the 3 core vitamins we've discussed, prioritizing bioavailability and consistency. His regimen was remarkably straightforward. Each morning began with a full glass of water upon waking, followed by his methylcobalamin, B12, supplement taken alongside a protein-rich breakfast, eggs, Greek yogurt, or lean meat. This pairing aids absorption. Immediately after breakfast, Frank dedicated just 15 minutes to a brisk walk outdoors. This served multiple purposes: gentle movement, sunlight exposure for natural vitamin D synthesis, and a mental reset. On cloudy days, rainy seasons, or during winter months, he simply took his high-quality vitamin D3 supplement with that same breakfast. For his vitamin E, he incorporated a small handful of almonds or sunflower seeds as a mid-morning snack. At lunch, he ensured his salad included dark leafy greens, like spinach or kale, and always finished it with a generous drizzle of extra virgin olive oil, both excellent natural sources. That was the core of his nutritional strategy. No overwhelming pill burden, no drastic dietary restrictions, just intentional choices woven into his existing patterns. The results weren't instantaneous magic, but a steady, undeniable resurgence. Within weeks, Frank reported having significantly more energy to actively play with his grandchildren, a rekindled interest in physical closeness with his wife, and perhaps most importantly, a quiet but powerful return of the self-assurance that had slowly ebbed away. He felt not like a younger man, but like a stronger, more resilient, and more grounded version of his current self, the man he truly was, unburdened by preventable deficiencies. The profound takeaway is this: reclaiming vitality doesn't demand a cabinet full of expensive pills or hours of complicated rituals. It hinges on 3 pillars: consistent rhythm, making these nutrients a non-negotiable part of your daily flow; bioavailable forms, choosing high-quality supplements your body can actually use, like D3, methyl, B12, natural E; and a proactive mindset, the internal declaration: I am actively investing in my health and reclaiming control. You absolutely possess the agency to influence how you feel and function in these vital years. As we reach the conclusion of this exploration, there's a fundamental message I feel compelled to share, one that every man navigating life beyond 60 deserves to hear, yet so rarely does. If you've ever looked in the mirror and questioned whether the best chapters are firmly behind you, if you've wondered if it's simply too late to feel strong, desired, vibrantly alive, and fully engaged in your relationships and passions, let me offer a perspective grounded in decades of clinical witness. We've journeyed through the science and the stories, focusing on 3 foundational vitamins: vitamin D, the essential spark plug that ignites circulation, opening your blood vessels and restoring vital blood flow where it matters most for performance and energy; vitamin B12, the indispensable generator that fuels your brain, powers your muscles, and rebuilds the stamina necessary for an active, engaged life; vitamin E, the crucial defender that protects your vascular system, combats damaging inflammation, and supports the testosterone levels integral to your sense of drive, confidence, and masculine identity. But the true power doesn't reside solely in knowing these names, or even understanding their mechanisms. The transformative potential lies in the deliberate, consistent act of integrating them into the fabric of your daily life. Choosing the high-quality, bioavailable forms. Taking them with purpose, day in and day out. Making those small, powerful dietary shifts. These nutrients do more than support biochemical processes. They nourish your very sense of self. They underpin the confidence that allows you to show up fully in your relationships. They fuel the energy that reignites your passions and pursuits. They restore the physical responsiveness that reinforces your presence and identity. I have sat across from too many men who arrived feeling resigned, convinced their vibrant years were irrevocably past, only to witness them discover a profound second wind. This resurgence wasn't about turning back the clock, but about optimizing the time they have now, feeling stronger, more connected, more alive than they had in years. It wasn't magic. It was addressing fundamental, correctable biology. So, the question now rests squarely with you. You possess this knowledge. You understand the critical role of these vitamins, the importance of quality and consistency, and the pitfalls to avoid. You can choose to let this information remain theoretical, filed away but unacted upon. Or, you can choose to act. You can decide, starting today, to provide your body with the essential support it's been silently, persistently requesting. You can commit to that morning walk, take that high-quality supplement with intention, choose those nourishing foods, and fundamentally say yes to your health and your future. Because this truth is unequivocal, based on countless transformations I've guided, it is not too late. Not even close. You still possess the time and the capacity to rebuild your strength. You still have the opportunity to reconnect deeply with your partner, your passions, and yourself. You absolutely still have the ability to embody the man you know yourself to be, fully, authentically, and unapologetically. Showing up here, engaging with this knowledge, signifies you've already taken the crucial first step. Now, the power and the choice to take the next one rests firmly in your hands. The journey towards renewed vitality continues with that single, decisive act of commitment to yourself.